Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel, Elusive Enigmas, Unveiling the Unknown. Some hotels exist beyond the conventional culture of hospitality, enveloped in an atmosphere of mystery where otherworldly guests wander the corridors. In this video, we're diving into the eerie world of the most haunted hotels around the world. These haunted hotels, scattered across the globe, have become legendary for their creepy tales and inexplicable occurrences that continue to captivate the imaginations of those intrigued by the paranormal. Buckle up, because we're about to check into these haunted accommodations at your own risk. The Hollywood Roosevelt, Los Angeles, California. The Hollywood Roosevelt Hotel is known for being haunted by the spirits of celebs from Hollywood's golden era. Built in 1927, this iconic hotel since then has been in the news for one or the other scandalous stories or urban legends. The most famous one is the ghost of Marilyn Monroe. It is said that the spirit of the famous actress continues to make appearances in her former suite here, adding to the hotel's haunting allure. Montgomery Clift's ghost is another famous Tinseltown guest who still haunts room 928, where he stayed for an extended period while filming From Here to Eternity. Guests and hotel staff have reported hearing the sound of a trumpet echoing in the room, a nod to Clift's love for playing the instrument. Some have even claimed to see the apparition of Clift himself, pacing the hallways or looking out from the windows of his room. Fairmont Banff Springs, Canada. Nestled in the heart of Banff National Park in Alberta, the iconic castle in the Rockies carries scary stories too. Its grand staircase once bore witness to a tragic incident in the 1920s when a bride met a grim fate after tripping down the stairs on her wedding day. Sounds resonating from the bridal suite and sightings of a figure draped in a flowing wedding gown are some of the chilling stories recounted by the hotel guests. The hotel is also home to a dedicated employee who is still working even after his death. Sam McCauley, a bellman who gave many years of service to the Grand Hotel, retired in 1967. As the story goes, Sam confided to his colleagues that he would return after his passing. After his demise a few years later, bewildered guests have shared encounters with a gentleman donning an old-fashioned uniform. This spectral figure has assisted guests who find themselves locked out of their rooms. The Langham Hotel, London. Built in 1865, the Langham Hotel is over 150 years old, and it comes as no surprise that with a history spanning 2 centuries, it holds many haunting tales, such as the legend of the ghost of a German prince who met a tragic end by jumping to his death from the 4th floor. It is believed that his spirit still roams around in his military-style jacket. Another story is of a doctor who murdered his wife and committed suicide during their honeymoon in room 333. Guests who have dared to stay in that room have shared unsettling tales, cold spots, and flickering light as if the tormented spirits of the couple are still lingering around. The Langham also has a tragic history involving a former butler who committed suicide by leaping from the building. Additionally, the hotel is rumored to be haunted by the spirit of Emperor Napoleon III, a former royal resident whose ghost continues to wander the corridors. Emily Morgan Hotel, San Antonio. Housed in a historic neo-Gothic building with a reputation for paranormal activity. The 177-room boutique Emily Morgan Hotel has a prime downtown location across from the Alamo. It also at one time was a medical facility, so the property housed a morgue and a psychiatric ward. The hotel's official website has reported numerous unexplainable incidents. At midnight, a phone rings, yet silence echoes through the line. Freshly arranged pillows are found scattered on the floor. A sales manager returned to find a bathtub filled with blue water. Guests have talked about a woman in white wandering the hotel's corridors. People have also heard what they picture as hospital carts rolling through the corridors and a distinctive smell of antiseptic on the 14th floor. Stanley Hotel, Colorado. Built near an ancient Native American burial ground, this infamous hotel served as the inspiration for Stephen King's horror novel, The Shining. King said he had a horrifying nightmare during his first night at the hotel. He saw his young son being chased through the hotel's empty corridors by a possessed fire hose. Visitors and staff have also reported encounters with ghosts of former owners, Freeland Oscar Stanley and his wife Flora, wandering the hallways, while phantom piano melodies and the sound of tinkling keys drift from empty rooms. Guests, especially in room 217, have shared incidents of one spirit tidying up their belongings, tucking them into bed and even poking them with a gentle touch. The legend has it that a chambermaid named Elizabeth Wilson was injured in the very same room in an explosion in 1911. Audubon Cottages, New Orleans. First built in the late 18th century and named after naturalist and writer John James Audubon, who lived in one of the cottages in the first half of the 19th century, the Audubon Cottages have managed to stand the test of time with thorough renovations and continuous maintenance. Like many historic properties, it's said to have a haunted history. Cottage 2 and Cottage 4 are supposedly the ones with frequent paranormal activity. Disembodied voices and the feeling of being touched are supposedly common occurrences. Cottage 4 also is said to frequently host the spirit of a Confederate soldier who ensures the radio is always playing country music. He can also be seen in the courtyard. 1886 Crescent Hotel and Spa, Eureka Springs. Since its inception in 1886, the Crescent Hotel has served as a luxury spa resort, a school for young women, a junior college, and more. In 1937, the resort's story took a weird turn when inventor Norman G. Baker purchased the hotel and transformed it into an experimental cancer hospital. Posing as a doctor, Baker conducted experiments in the basement to cure cancer, ultimately killing his unsuspecting patients. Eventually, Baker was jailed for mail fraud, and in the 1940s, the hospital was again turned into a hotel by its new owners. Years after Baker's passing in 1958, guests have claimed to see his ghost wandering the premises, wearing a two-piece suit. Hotel Chelsea, New York City. Hotel Chelsea has been a rest stop for legendary writers and artists like Jimi Hendrix, Mark Twain, Bob Dylan, and Jim Morrison. However, the guests have experienced paranormal activity over the years. One story is of a famous poet, Dylan Thomas. He died due to excessive drinking in 1953 while living at the hotel, and to this day, people have experienced the scent of alcohol in the hallways. He has a wooden plaque dedicated to him outside the iconic building. Dylan Thomas lived and wrote at the Chelsea Hotel, and from here he sailed out to die. Another incident involves the terrifying death of Nancy Spungen, girlfriend of punk rock band Sex Pistols bassist Sid Vicious. She was found dead in room 100 with fatal stab wounds, allegedly inflicted by Sid. The musician was charged with murder, but died before the trial. It is said that the tortured souls of the couple still stay at the New York Hotel, the Hay Adams, Washington, D.C. Quite possibly the most famous hotel in the capital, the Hay Adams has hosted many politicians, including the Obamas before its inauguration. In 1884, best friends John Hay, Abraham Lincoln's private secretary, and later a Secretary of State, and Henry Adams, the author and descendant of John Quincy, built their homes on the plot of land where the hotel now sits. In 1927, 9 years after Adams' death, the houses were razed and replaced by the hotel that stands today. Adams' wife, Marion Hooper Adams, committed suicide on the site in 1885, and her spirit reportedly haunts the hotel. Guests and staff say they can hear a woman crying softly, disembodied voices, and doors opening and closing on their own. LaFonda on the Plaza, Santa Fe, New Mexico. LaFonda on the Plaza dates back to 1607, making it one of the oldest hotels in the United States. Over the years, guests have reported many ghost sightings, including the spirit of a judge, John P. Slough, who was shot and killed in the hotel's lobby during a dispute in 1867. People have claimed to encounter a figure resembling a man in 19th century clothing. In a chilling turn of events, a salesman, who was devastated by crushing financial losses in a fateful card game, killed himself. Driven to the depths of despair, he jumped and drowned in the well located right outside the gambling hall of the hotel. Visitors have reportedly seen his ghost rise from the fountain. Some other appearances are that of a young bride who was murdered on her honeymoon. And there you have it. These haunted hotels offer more than just a place to rest your head. They provide an unforgettable adventure into the unknown. So, if costume parties are too tame for your Halloween, consider booking a stay at one of these most haunted hotels in the world. Just don't fault the hotel if a spirit interrupts your slumber. Hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more thrilling content. Thanks for watching.